$700 US. The year is 2006, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, because they were all busy throwing up. This is because Sony has just announced the price of the PS3 will be $600. People are not happy. Sony has a long history of tanking hardware products because they don't care about making things affordable. The PlayStation Vita famously seemed like a pretty reasonable deal until we learned that Sony's proprietary SD cards would be holy shit! Well, most people thought, who cares? Thing of the past. Wrong. Thing now. Me hungry. Fire. Caveman. Ooh. Sony had been on a pretty good streak. They famously undercut Xbox on pricing in the PS4, Xbox One generation, and Microsoft never fully recovered. They just had to bundle in a foot-reading camera with every Xbox One. Well, bam! There it is. PS5 didn't undercut Microsoft Series consoles, but Sony had so much momentum after PS4 it didn't matter. Sony was the unbridled winner. It seems as though no one would ever be able or willing to challenge them in the realm of video gaming hardware ever again. Wait, are we forgetting someone? That's right, Nintendo. After picking themselves up from a dud of a generation with the Wii U, released the Nintendo Switch for $300. Is it powerful? No. Can it do ray tracing? No. Does it have themes? Hell yeah, brother. None of that mattered. Nintendo Switch has games. I know because the trailer told me so. The Nintendo Switch has been sneaking up on the all-time titans of hardware video gaming sales, and now has a high likelihood of becoming the best-selling console of all time. And, if you believe the rumors, and I'm nothing if not a dedicated conspiracy theorist, the Nintendo Switch successor will be announced any day now. What could Sony possibly do to abate Nintendo's dominance? As Nintendo's own mascot would say, here we go. Yeah, Sony announced on Twitter they'd be doing some kind of technical showcase, and we all knew what this shit was for. So let's find out what it does, huh?
What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and crisper than PS5. For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet & Clank. Distant details are much clearer.
Ah, you see, the crowds are less blurry on the new machine. I think this is going to be pretty reasonably priced. Or, you know, it could be $700. Now the real question. Is $700 a reasonable amount for a PS5? No. But should enthusiasts at least feel good about the fact that Sony will provide many, many valuable exclusives for years to come? They haven't exactly been doing that so far. Look, on PS5, a bunch of the system's best games were released on last gen too. And Sony has ignored a lot of its best franchises this generation so far. The sad reality is budgets are ballooning, and a lot of the best studios in Sony's first-party portfolio might only release one game this entire generation. And on that note, we canceled the Twisted Metal game. What are we even doing?
Hey, keep your head up, comrade.
Dad?
No, I am character, you right, because this is your 4th YouTube video and you are not very good skill at writing transition. Also, am vaguely Russian. Name Kruzvex.
Oh. So why are you here?
Well, I do not know ruble conversion, but you are not out of doghouse yet with your $700 Seto Kaiba machine. No. You have to buy disk drive separately. Is 80 American US dollar. Did you know in United Kingdom, Cool Ranch Dorito are called Cool American?
I thought you were Russian.
You right me. I am whatever you desire me to be. Also, I'm single and ready to mingle.
Please get out of my house. So yeah, not only do you have to spend $700 on a PS5 Pro, you also have to spend $80 on a disk drive. Whew, that is not good. So yeah, the reaction right now is not great, but I think Sony sees this as more of like a luxury item, not something meant to take up the bulk of the sales. At this price though, and with the PS5 Pro missing a way to play physical discs right out of the box, it's kind of hard to parse out who this is even for. I think enthusiasts, hardcore gamers, Sony ponies, geeks, freaks, automobiles, planes, trains, mother. I think they want a machine that can play physical games or offers more in the way of backwards compatibility or other features. And for casual gamers, and I want to put this gently for all the Sonys in the audience, we love you, Sony. They're not going to want to spend a Disney World trip worth of money for less blurry crowds in Ratchet and Clank. I feel like you know this. Sony has said lack of competition is what drove them to make a PS5 Pro. But in this modern age with constant on-demand entertainment, everything is your competition. And not for nothing, Sony, but Nintendo is your competition a lot more than you realize. You just had a ton of deserved accolades for Astro Bot. It's the best game I've played on your console in years. And you know what? I think after years of just a ton of serious, brooding, AAA experiences, I think a lot of gamers on your console were just reminded what a fun adventure can feel like again. And Nintendo is going to have an assload of those kind of games when the Nintendo Switch successor launches, probably next year. I wouldn't count them out. And their machine is going to be a lot less than $700.
Hey, did you hear?
I thought I kicked you.
I knew you would say that, but I have gotten very interesting information from Backstreet Channel. Astrobot look 2% better on PS5 Pro.
I'm transferring my life savings. You know, I think one thing that hasn't gotten as much airtime is that Sony has not dropped the price of anything in terms of hardware since the PS5 came out. Consoles used to just gradually go down in price, and they just kind of don't do that anymore. So the PS5 Pro is $700. It'll probably remain $700. Where does the PS6 go from here? Is the PS6 $1,000? Or is the PS6 less powerful than the PS5 Pro? Are we gonna go backwards now? Are PlayStation consoles gonna like Benjamin Button now until we're playing NES Uncharted on the PS11? Is NES Uncharted just Pitfall? They're not gonna wanna spend a Disney World trip worth of money for less blurry clouds and clouds. I fucking suck ass.